The Group of 7 price cap on Russian seaborne oil came into force on Monday, December 5th, as the West tries to limit Moscow's ability to finance its war in Ukraine. But Russia has said it would not abide by the measure, even if it has to cut oil production. The price cap, to be enforced by the G7, European Union and Australia, comes on top of the EU embargo on imports of Russian crude by sea and similar pledges by the United States, Canada, Japan and Britain. It allows Russian oil to be shipped to third-party countries using G7 and EU tankers, insurance companies and credit institutions only if the cargo is bought at below the price cap. Because the world's key shipping and insurance firms are based in G7 countries, the cap could make it difficult for Moscow to sell its oil for a higher price. Russia, the world's second oil exporter, said on Sunday it would not accept the cap and would not sell oil that is subject to it, even if it has to cut production. Selling oil and gas to Europe has been one of the main sources of Russian foreign currency earnings since Soviet geologists found oil and gas in the swamps of Siberia in the decades after World War II. A source, who asked not to be identified due to the sensitivity of the situation, said that a decree was being prepared to prohibit Russian companies and traders from interacting with countries and companies guided by the cap. In essence, such a decree would ban the export of oil and petroleum products to countries and companies that apply it. Still, the price cap, set at $60 per barrel, not much below the 67 level where it closed to Friday, December 2, the EU and G7 countries expect Russia will still have an incentive to continue selling oil at that price while accepting smaller profits. The level of the cap is to be reviewed by the EU and G7 every 2 months, with the first such review in mid-January. This review should take into account the effectiveness of the measure, its implementation, international adherence and alignment, and potential impact on coalition members and partners, and market developments, the European Commission said in a statement. The cap on crude oil will be followed by a similar measure affecting Russian petroleum products that will come into force on February 5th, though the level of the cap has not yet been determined. The $60 price cap on seaborne Russian oil, agreed by a Group of 7 nations and Australia, is not serious and will do little to deter Russia from waging war in Ukraine, said President Volodymyr Zelensky of Ukraine. Now the world discussion on price caps, that is on limiting the export price of Russian oil, has ended, unfortunately with no serious decisions. Because you wouldn't call it serious decision to set such a limit for Russian prices, which is quite comfortable for the budget of the terrorist state. Russia has already caused colossal losses to all countries of the world by deliberately destabilizing the energy market. And the world cannot dare to trigger its real energy disarmament. This is a weak position, and it's only a matter of time before stronger tools will have to be used anyway. It's a pity that this time will be lost. The logic is obvious. If the price limit for Russian oil is $60 instead of, for example, $30, which was voiced in particular by Poland and the Baltic states, then the Russian budget will receive about $100 billion per year. This money will go not only to the war and not only to Russia's further sponsoring of other different terrorist regimes and organizations. This money will also go towards further destabilization of precisely those countries that are now trying to avoid serious decisions. In the Donetsk region, Bakhmut, Soledar now, as before, the hottest, most painful situation. We do everything to help our men there, our heroes who keep the defense there. Everyone there deserves the deepest gratitude. And now I would like to separately thank the border guards of the CHOP department who are fighting the direction of Bakhmut and today landed another plane of the occupiers. Luhansk region and Kharkiv region, we are strengthening our forces. South, we continue to diminish the capabilities of the occupiers. Border, we strengthen the entire perimeter. Black Sea water area, we're working so that the end of Kalibr could be only at the bottom of it. Andriy Yermak, head of Zelensky administration, said earlier that the cap should be set at $30 to destroy the enemy's economy quicker. Zelensky complained the world has showed weakness by setting the cap at $60, which he said would swell Russia's budget by $100 billion a year.